All right, so we're about to try our cottage cheese French onion bake, and oh my gosh, it looks amazing. Crack through the cheese here. One of my favorite things to get if I go eat out is gotta be French onion soup. It's just so good. It's warm, it's comforting, and it's just so tasty. The problem is, it can be sneaky heavy on the carbs. And so I was sitting there thinking, how can we make a French onion soup type dish that isn't going to wreck the keto, low carb lifestyle, diet kind of thing? We'll say lifestyle. Lifestyle is a better way to think about things than a diet. So I, went back to the resource I've been using since I started this channel, Chad GPT, and Chad has been just getting dumber and dumber as time goes by. It's really interesting. A lot of people are scared of AI. It's getting worse, not better. I'll ask it the most basic question that it used to be able to answer and it can't anymore. It's really interesting. But anyways, that's a whole nother show. I could do a whole show talking about how AI is getting stupider, not smarter. That'd be interesting. But we're gonna thinly slice some onions, not dice, but slice some onions nice and thin, because we are going to make a keto French onion bake. Yes, that's right, a French onion bake. It's gonna have a French onion soup kind of vibe and taste, but it is going to be low carb and amazing. Maybe even better than a soup, because it's not really gonna be a soup. Of course, as always, I have not made this recipe, so I could fail miserably. That's kind of half the fun on this channel. But hopefully I don't fail, and hopefully it ends up coming out delicious, nutritious. What's another thing that rhymes with that? And bootylicious. A bootylicious onion bake. I'm ready. I'm so bad at cutting onions. I should have cut away hours ago. But either way, we want 2 cups of thinly sliced onions. I don't know if this one, oh yes, we're there. We did it. That's more than enough. Okay, cool. So I got a little excess. Hey, and look, my eyes aren't even watering. And our next job, of course, is to caramelize these onions, because that's the best part about the French onion soup is the caramelized onions. Oh man, I can't help but think about this French onion soup I had in Boston back in March. Remember I went off, well, we'll talk about that. We're gonna take a tablespoon of butter, put it onto a skillet on the oven, or on the stove top as it were. We're gonna set our stove to medium low, which I don't know, what's that, like 4 out of 10? Something like that. And then into the butter, we're gonna add our nice onions. And these are what we're gonna be caramelizing up for the next little bit. Break them up a little. We're also going to add a little bit of salt to the onions to aid in the caramelization process. I sounded pretty smart there, didn't I? I don't know if that's what it does. Hey guys, I was at the store and I saw a lamb roast rack, which has already been I think it's been pre-Frenched, I don't know, we're gonna open it up. I thought it would be kind of fun to try something new on my Bighorn outdoor grill if I can get this thing open. As you guys know, I really like my Bighorn grill. That's the grill that gets super hot, super fast, and then cooks things with an infrared burner at just a few minutes. So with this, I think we're gonna put it in the oven first to kind of get a roast going, and then we're gonna make that really awesome crust on it afterwards. Now, I have never made a rack of lamb before. This is new to me. It's the first time for everything. And I thought this would be a really fun adventure to go on really quick. So we're gonna make a really quick spice mix. So you can do this at home as well. We're gonna start off with thyme, half a teaspoon of that, half a teaspoon of pepper, and half a teaspoon of paprika. With its crazy heat production, you can get like a super perfect crust. Teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of rosemary. It's that simple. And we can just mix these spices up. So I'm just gonna load it up with spices here and kind of push them in, make sure it's all nice and spiced. I should probably spice both sides. Now, if you have a recipe for this, put it in the comments below so I can see and try some different ways to cook this. There we go. We got the spices all over it. Now we're gonna throw it in our oven at 400 degrees. We wanna get it up to 115 degrees in the oven at 400. All right, so my Bighorn has been heating up for a few minutes here, and it's looking like it's ready to go. I have my lamb ready to get its sear on, so I'm just gonna pull this out. I'm gonna put it like 3 to 4 inches down, I'm not sure. It should crisp it up pretty good right there, but we can always move it a little higher. Up at the top, that heating element, which is super hot. We're gonna put our steak in there. I guess I could have put it in before I did that. Not steak, lamb in there. And get it to cooking and kind of see what's happening there. Smells amazing. That's our lamb. We're gonna flip it over and get this other side seared now as well. All right, so as you can see, our lamb is cooking up here. We can turn it a little bit so it doesn't burn. Now we want to get our lamb to about 135 internal. All right, so our lamb is done, and look at how good and crispy and delicious that looks. We should be able to just cut in between the bones here. Oh, look at that. Woo, perfect. Perfect lamb here. If that doesn't look delicious, I don't know what does. We can just slice into it. We just cooked it in a few minutes, like 10 minutes in the oven, and then 3 to 4 on our Bighorn grill. And look at what we got. It looks incredible. So we just cooked it till it got to around 135 on our Bighorn grill, and look at this crust. Look at this crust we have on it. Beautiful crust, beautiful cook inside. This is gonna be absolutely delicious, perfect for the keto diet. And the Bighorn grill is what got us there, guys. You gotta try it out. It's such a great tool for so many different things. That's crazy delicious. You gotta try it, guys. Grab your Bighorn grill. I'll put a link down below. You save some money by using my code, my link, and I'm pretty sure you won't regret it. It's great for steaks, great for lamb, chicken, you name it, you can cook it on there, guys. While our onions do their thing, we're going to make a base, and that's going to include 3/4 cups of cottage cheese. I can only get these little ones. I don't know, they never have the good cottage cheese anymore. I'm not sure, this might be exactly 3/4 cups regardless, but let's see, let's dump it into a measure. I did some math wrong the other day. What did I do? I said 2/3 plus 2/3 is 1.5, but that was wrong. And you guys corrected my math, thank you for that. You reminded me it was like 3/4 plus 3/4 that equals 1/2. So I was close, but so 3/4 cups of cottage cheese are gonna go in there. Sometimes I film these early in the morning, hence the poor math, dang it. So let me set that aside for just a second. Check on my onions here. They look pretty good. They're coming along. They smell delicious. We want some Gruyère cheese. I'm just gonna break it in half. We want 1/2 cup of it finely shredded. So we're gonna use our cheese grater to shred us. Oh man, I don't know if this was the best surface. This plastic surface is not holding on to my grater very well. Oh, that's a strong cheese, but part of the French onion soup is a strong cheese, so I'm ready for it. So we want a 1/2 cup. Here's a 1/4 cup measuring thingy. I'm gonna put that in with the cottage cheese. Like we're gonna put that in with the cottage cheese and grate it up. Look at that, 1/2 cup, perfect. So basically, I did the perfect amount. I might just take the rest here too. And we're just gonna blend it up with our little chopper thingy or anything you wanna use to blend it up, like so. Let's see what this looks like. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. This is kind of the consistency and texture of what we got out of that Gruyère cottage cheese mix. We're gonna set that aside. All right, so we're about 15 minutes in on the not on the on the onions. I dropped one. And they're starting to brown up, as you can see. So let them keep going another 10 minutes or so, and then we're gonna add a little to them. But we're kind of just waiting on the onions at this point. We are gonna need a greased ramekin if you have one, and we are gonna wanna preheat our oven to 400. All right, so I was a little bit neglectful with my onions. Oh crap. And so they're a little crispier than I want them. I'm adding a teaspoon, dang it. That's all right. I think it'll still taste good, hopefully. Teaspoon of beef broth. And we're gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. I think my heat's just a little too high, honestly. But I only have it at 4 on my, maybe set yours to 2 or 3 if you have numbers on yours. We're then gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Mix that up, give them extra flavor. And we will add a little bit of pepper. I'm reducing my heat a little bit more, and I'm gonna, if they're too sticky, we can add a splash of water. I'm gonna add a little dash of water here. I'm gonna take out a few of the really burnt pieces. I think, you know, if you want to avoid that, you know, burning them, just keep a closer eye, set your temp a little lower. I'm also doing a bunch of other stuff while cooking today, so I just wasn't attentive. Some of the really charred bits I'm gonna take out, because I don't know if you noticed, but I actually put a little bit more than the requested or the recipe called for when it came to the onions. So I actually have a little excess to work with anyways, so I can lose some of them. Just some of these really charred ones. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our, you know, our mixture of cottage cheese and Gruyere. We're gonna add it to a bowl. We're then going to take our onions and add them into this cheese mixture. And I don't know if I was supposed to cool them first. I didn't, like that. Not like fully mixed, but yeah, kind of fully mixed. There we go. Then we will grease a ramekin or two. Let's see. Probably 2. Okay, and then we're going to spread the mixture into those ramekins. So we'll do like half in. Should I do? Could I do all in one? Maybe I'll do all in one. Yeah, I think I will, because I want to fill the whole ramekin. This will be a recipe for 1, although you could share it. But that's good. I think a lot of times when we're on like diets or specific eating plans, people may or may not want to actually eat what we're cooking, so you cook it for yourself. We're now gonna top this with some mozzarella, because you need to have your, you know, melty cheese on the top here. And if you want to, come back to your little grater and grate a little more Gruyère on the top, just to add that nice cheese flavor. Now we're just gonna bake that at 400 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes, and we're gonna come back and try it and see if it's a suitable replacement for carby French onion soup. I think it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like, it's not gonna be a soup texture, it's gonna be a bake, so it's gonna literally be like something that is substantial and hearty, like a full meal. And this right here is going to be, if we eat the whole thing, 540 calories, 38 grams of protein, which is great, 38 grams of fat, also good, and only 9 net carbs. So let me cook that 400 degrees, 10 minutes, and we'll come back and try it. So our French onion soup has been in for 10 minutes. I'm gonna broil it now for like a minute or 2 to get a little brown top. Grand finale time. Hold on, how hot is that? So hot. Hey, hey. There we go. Don't burn the counter. All right, there we go. There we have it. All right, so we're about to try our cottage cheese French onion bake, and oh my gosh, it looks amazing. Crack through the cheese here. Ooh, look at that. Yo, look at that. That looks so good. And so hot, melt your face off. It's very hot. I think I need to let it cool for just a second longer, but I am so excited about it. It's gonna be difficult to wait. All right, I'm ready to try it. It's still smoking hot though, look at that. Look at the steam coming off of it. That's crazy. Oh, word? Hold on. Yo, that's crazy. It's got like, it's like that's crazy. It's like the French onion soup, but you know how like when you're having French onion soup, you're going for the little bread bits? And every time you get like a good bread bit in your French onion soup, those are the best bites. The whole thing is that, because there's not like a bunch of soup, it's all just that hearty. Oh my goodness. I'm in heaven. As a lover of French onion soup, guys, this is a must make. This one's dangerous. I'm gonna eat this whole thing. Okay, this, guys, is awesome. If you love French onion soup, you've gotta make this. And the nice thing about it, it's a whole meal. Like it's a 500-ish calorie entire meal that could fill you up for the day. This has gotta be one of my favorite things I've made in the last couple months, guys. I absolutely love it. So anyways, try this, guys. I'm gonna eat the whole thing. Subscribe if you liked it, and we'll see you next time.